Hi, my name is Mitch Joel, and I'm the president of Twist Image and the author of 6 Pixels of Separation and Control Alt Delete. I have a blog and podcast by the same name. I live in Montreal. I'm sort of based anywhere and everywhere that a plane will take me to. And basically, we help brands connect through all the amazing digital channels, and I like to share what I'm thinking with the world. My favorite disruptive hero would have to be Seth Godin. I remember seeing him a bit before Permission Marketing, his first real sort of seminal book came out. And the thing for me wasn't the fact that he's such a beautiful, bald-looking guy, but rather that from my perspective, I had always had in my brain this idea that a business book is like a textbook. And when I first started consuming his content and seeing the work he did, I think it was the natural or intuitive bridge that inspired me to realize that when I'm writing or speaking or thinking about the business, you can do it the way you talk. You don't have to be so academic or highfalutin or peer-reviewed. And so for me, that was a massive catalyst in terms of finding my own original voice in this very, very complex and full sphere of industry. I think some of the other ahas that have come out of following and admiring and to a certain degree being mentored by Seth Godin is in the fact that he really wants you to up the game. And I think by upping the game, his perspective is that to think about the work that you do as art, to think about the work that you do every day as bringing yourself to work in a way that makes you indispensable. So if you go all the way back to Permission Marketing as a catalyst, there was definitely components of the idea of Purple Cow, of how to sort of rethink about what a brand is, components of the dip, about when to stop and when to know to stop, and then definitely moving forward into the world of Linchpin, and the stuff he's done more recently has been very, very impacting on, I think, pushing ideas forward and how to think about how we produce ideas in the world. My favorite disruptive change is probably the device by which we are communicating through today. I think about my MacBook Air, which I love dearly, and I liken it to telling somebody that if you were an artist, a painter, and I could give you this amazing little thing that was about under an inch thick, weighed almost nothing, and that within it would have every single brush and every single canvas and every single color and every single palette and every single inspiration to create that art. And then once that art is created, the ability for you to share it with the world and then to sell it with the world and then to communicate it about it to the world. Would you be interested in that? And obviously the answer is for sure. And being not just a marketing professional, but someone who likens himself a lot to being an author and a writer, that's exactly what these devices are. And I can't tell you that a day goes by that I don't lift the lid on this and hit the power button and marvel at the fact that my ability to reach the entire world with whatever it is I want to create is right there in front of me. And being somebody who came from the traditional world of media publishing and journalism prior to the marketing agency business, it is something that I do not take for granted, not one single moment. The disruptive change that I'm currently struggling with is probably this move towards, severe automation. And while it doesn't directly impact me when I look at things like robotics and wearable technology and 3D printing, I do see very clearly this massive disruption that's going to cause pretty dramatic changes to our economy and the sort of way that we globally interact with one another. A lot of great stuff and a lot of things that are really interesting, but I do see a world that's going to be much more challenging for people to figure out what type of career they want to do. And I don't know if it means that all of us are going to sort of pull a kumbaya and have a world of Star Trek where everyone just does what they want to do and there's enough to go around, or if there's going to be a big sort of chunk of time that's going to have major effects on us as a people. And while I feel like I'm somewhat bubbled and protected by it because of my entrepreneurial spirit and the type of work and that sort of creative class that Richard Florida has very, very smartly named, I still worry about the greater community and what jobs are we going to have and what is this going to look like. So for all my rah in technology, I also do look at it and wonder, what type of society are we creating? And is it a society that all of us can embrace and actually do well? And I think the opportunity is massive to do great in it, but obviously I sort of grapple with what's it going to look like in the short to midterm.